Chemical weathering is basically just a fancy way of saying rocks dissolving over time. You know, like the thing that happened to form the Grand Canyon. In fact, most of the natural wonders that we see on screensavers and stuff just happen because rocks dissolved in a cool way. You've ever seen something get so rusty that it has holes in it? Yep, chemical weathering. So this process involves the reaction of rocks that are exposed to the atmosphere with carbon dioxide and water, where atmospheric carbon reacts with the rocks and dissolves them into rivers, and it also dissolves the carbon. This eventually flows out into the ocean and gets buried. So basically sequesters carbon over long time scales and controls climate by cooling off the earth. So my PhD work is focused on river chemistry. And because rivers are basically a snapshot of this process, right? That's where all the dissolved stuff flows through. So if you can figure out how much dissolved rock and carbon are in rivers, you can quantify this process and figure out how much CO2 is being removed right now. And my work is focused in Iceland. And the reason Iceland is special is because it's all basalt, which is volcanic rock. And the salt has been suggested to remove more carbon and weather faster than other types of rocks like granites, for example. So people in Iceland are already exploiting this to try to combat climate change by speeding up this process to remove CO2 from the atmosphere. If we can figure out how to do this on a bigger scale, then we could potentially mitigate the disastrous effects of climate change.